illegal mining operations in Nigeria. In a statement issued yesterday, the Chinese embassy in Nigeria described claims by United States lawmakers as completely baseless and misleading. The response followed the introduction of a bill in the United States Congress which alleged that some Chinese nationals involved in illegal mining were paying protection money to armed groups and fueling violence. Beijing said it has zero tolerance for illegal mining and insists its citizens and companies must obey Nigerian laws. The embassy added that most Chinese mining firms operate legally, support local communities, and are themselves victims of insecurity. It said China respects Nigeria's sovereignty and will continue working with Nigerian authorities to strengthen mining governance and security cooperations. I mean, this has been in on the news for a very long time, but I believe that we have paid no mind that much in Nigeria. We've been disregarding that. I don't know if it's because we have many attendance issues, in Nigeria over the past how many years, I don't know, but this has been an issue. It has been on the news. We have seen many videos circulating and people, claiming or alleging that Chinese nationals are in Nigeria and are carrying out illegal mining, especially reports from Nasarawa State, if I'm not mistaken. But then, I just feel like these diplomatic statements are always, should I say, polished. But I feel like this particular one from Chinese embassy in Nigeria deserves careful attention, deserves careful reading. We shouldn't disregard this news. It is very, very important because the allegations raised here in the United States Congress is not just about China. It's about how, going back to regulation again, let's talk about regulation again, and that's security you talked about. It's about how weak regulation is, about how, insecurity creates space for abuse for anyone, whether you're a sovereign nation, whether it's a foreign, whether foreign or local. It's about how all of these things create space, all of these insecurity issues, all of, weak regulations breeds insecurity and creates an unsafe space for people. So I just feel like China saying it has a zero tolerance for illegal mining, it's fine, it's very okay. The government over there might not know what some individuals may be doing in another country, but enforcement doesn't happen when they come and, make some of these press releases that they come out to tell us that this is not what is done, this is not what is. If you're being called out because the Chinese government is being called out right now, this is the U.S. Congress calling them out to say stop what you're doing in Nigeria. So if you get a call out like this, I think the best thing is to not to defend, is to go and carry out investigation and see if this is truly happening and know what to do. And I feel like it happens on the ground where you will see gold, you will see minerals, all of these things attract armed groups. The next thing you start to see, they'll start forming what we don't know because of money. And we know that in these parts of the world, we can allow some certain things because money moves faster than enforcement. So I think it's something that both China and Nigeria need to pay attention, serious attention, because Nigeria often looks outward for villains instead of fixing our own oversight gaps, because we have so many oversight gaps. Like I started off mentioning. So we have to do something about disregarding things and paying little concerns about important issues, because illegal mining, first of all, it's only going to survive in a place that do not have proper systems, that do not have a good system. And all of that, I just feel like this is something we should, governance should be tightened. Nigerian governance should, be tightened. And I mean, communities should be carried along, because it happens in most of our rural communities. Maybe that's why they do not see them and get to talk about them that much. But then,
well, if they can have access to electronic transmission in rural area, how do they have security? But that's by the way. This, I think, is this development is not coming out of the blue. It's been circulating online for a very long time that there are foreign elements in our country cutting away our resources, especially when it comes to mineral resources that we have in the country. But first of all, let's look at the context of the conversation. This is not coming out of the blue. Just like I said, it's coming with the pretext of the rivalry between the United States and China when it comes to economic power and military power in the world. So there is that conflict between the both of them. While America dominates mostly the world economy, China is the largest trading nation in the world and the largest producer of all goods, commercial goods as well in the world, and they're also transitioning into high-end production for their country. So there's that rivalry between the country. So you see officials from governments in the US and want to say something bad about another country, and another country have to defend themselves. So that's the diplomatic and geopolitical clashes that America and China experience. They're trying to balance out or find influences when it comes to their trading partners or the people that they collaborate with. But that's on their side. Back to us in Nigeria, we have a responsibility, just like we said. The onus is on us to ensure that we ensure safety of our society and ensure that our mineral resources are only evacuated or only mined through regulatory bodies or through regulatory institutions or through approval from regulatory institutions. We've seen instances of stories where they're saying that some people fly helicopters into Nigeria, even find aircraft, planes into Nigeria in the dead of the night, and then they cut away with many natural resources that we have. And the Ministry of Mineral Resources that are also doing very well to ensure that there is regulatory procedural intervention coming into play to ensure that there are licenses that are being approved, given to mining companies as well. And China also coming to say to defend themselves. There's nothing that they will do to defend themselves. So they can't come and tell us that, oh, we've been stealing from you. That's not going to happen. But we need to understand that we have the responsibility to investigate this. Is it true? Is it coming as a result of the rivalry between China and America? Or is it a really fact, or is it a factor that is really happening in our community? Because when there is an illegal mining, there's going to be pollution, and when there's pollution, it affects the people. And lastly, it comes back to the effect on the economy when our resources that are supposed to be beneficial to our nation and to our people is being taken away by external forces in collaboration with Nigerians, because this can't happen without people in communities, without people in their own local areas. So you see them, just like they mentioned, you see people bribe bandits like this, or people bribe community leaders or agents or groups just to ensure that they are protected or information doesn't get out. But when you collect money from foreign actors in the country and they take away resources that are supposed to benefit you, was it recently that the British Museum said it's going to return Benin Bros into Nigeria? How did they take it away? They didn't take it away by just looting it away. I mean, a percentage of it was also sold by Nigerians themselves. I mean, illegally sold by Nigerians to these external companies or external people. So we need to be very vigilant. We need to do our own due diligence to ensure that our resources is beneficial to us and we're not falling to the trap of the rivalry between two superpowers in the world.